Hi, I'm Madison, Enablement Manager at Builder. Today, we're going to walk through manually integrating Builder's page models into your existing application. While our Devtools can automate much of this process, understanding the manual setup helps you better customize the integration for your specific needs, and may be necessary in certain project configurations that our Devtool doesn't yet support. Before we dive in, let's quickly understand what we're working towards. Builder's visual editor works by loading your site in an iframe to enable real-time content creation using your own code's components. Then, using that same configuration to render content on your live site. The magic happens through our SDK, which handles all the communication between Builder and your application. A page model is a visual content entry that is tied to a particular URL path, intended for large format content entries. This is a common implementation detail that we've streamlined into Builder's platform. These are ideal for publishing standalone pages with unique layouts and designs, and offering flexibility for creating tailored user experiences. Examples of places to use page models are product or campaign landing pages, general site content, and blog articles. Getting started. This video assumes you have an existing project you'd like to integrate Builder into. I'm using an existing Next.js application and our Gen 1 React SDK, but we have SDK support for a wide range of languages and frameworks. If you want to follow code examples for your project's framework, check out our docs on integrating page models here and follow along with this video using those examples. Let's start with installation. First, we'll add the Builder SDK to your project with npm install @builder.io/react. If you're using Windows, remember to wrap the package name in quotes due to the @ symbol. For this next part, we'll create a new file for a reusable Builder component that will render our content. This component does a few important things. Checks if we're in preview mode using the provided use_is_previewing hook, renders Builder content when available, and shows the configurable Next.js 404 page when no content exists. This would also be an appropriate place to set up any custom component and menu registration, either directly in this file or as an import, since it will always run when Builder content is being displayed. Next, we'll need to set our page component to fetch and display Builder content. I'll create a new catch-all route to handle any Builder pages, using the standard Next.js app router ..path notation, where we'll fetch any Builder content of the model type called page, targeted to the current URL, and pass the response to the render Builder content component we just created. You can learn more about all the options our Content API supports at the docs link below. You might have noticed the Your API key when initializing Builder in our code so far. To authenticate with Builder and fetch from your project's content space, we need your Builder public API key. Let me show you how to get that. In Builder, press Command or Control-K, search for API key, and click or press Enter to copy your public API key to the clipboard. You could also find it in your space settings here. I'd recommend this be added to a .env file for easy access across your application, but I'll just replace the placeholder text with my key for now. Your public API key is read-only, so including it in your code is not considered a security concern. For the visual editor to work, Builder needs to know where to load your site. Let's set that up. Go to Models in Builder, select the page model, which comes pre-configured in every new space for you. Add your development URL, mine is at localhost:3000, and save changes. Remember to update this URL to your production domain once you deploy. For more information on preview URLs, and even dynamic preview URLs, check out our documentation here. We often describe page models as ideal for using the drag-and-drop UI to develop everything between your site's header and footer. Let's set up our template to actually do that. This approach gives you the best of both worlds. Your developers maintain consistent site navigation and branding in the codebase. Your content team gets full creative freedom in the content area, and everything stays perfectly aligned with your design system. I'll note that you aren't limited to this setup, but it's a common architecture pattern and a great starting point. Watch the Integrating Section Models video for an example of using Builder to design and lay out your header, footer, or any other shared part of your site. First, we'll assume you have header and footer components in your project. Now, let's modify our page component to wrap Builder content between these components. We import our header and footer and add them above and below our Builder content. Simple, right? Now when we load any Builder page, your header appears at the top, maintained by your development team. The Builder content loads in the middle, managed by your content team, and your footer stays consistent at the bottom. This is particularly useful because your navigation stays consistent across all pages, content editors can't accidentally break the header or footer, and you can update site-wide elements in one place. Let me show you how this appears in the Builder editor. Notice how in the visual preview, you can see the header and footer for context, but can only edit the main content area. This is your live site, giving you a true one-to-one preview of how your content will look when published, while maintaining proper separation of concerns. Let's test our complete integration. We'll create a new page in Builder, add some content. I'm taking advantage of our templates here to build this out quickly. Publish it, and visit the page URL of your site. This may take up to a minute. Verify that your header appears correctly, the Builder content loads in the middle, your footer's in place, and everything remains responsive. If you're getting a 404 or your content isn't loading, check these common issues. Confirm you've copied the correct Spaces API key. Ensure the model name you're fetching matches, especially if you created a new page model type. Verify you've published the page in Builder. Check that your URL matches exactly. Note that Builder replaces spaces with hyphens. Confirm your preview URL is set correctly. And try restarting your dev server. With the basic integration complete, you might want to register custom components to get components from your codebase to appear in Builder's visual editor for your content creators to use. Integrate section models and/or structured data models, both with visual previews. You can accomplish all sorts of UI needs with these models. From global banners to nav menus, the sky's the limit. Set up targeting, localization, and A/B testing. Builder supports customizable content targeting and personalization, and even includes a comprehensive content A/B testing suite to help personalize content to your audience and let your content creators quickly test and iterate on your marketing material. We'll cover these topics in future videos, and you can find plenty more information on our Builder documentation. Thanks for following along. If you have questions, join us on the Builder forum at forum.builder.io or reach out to your enterprise customer engineer. Happy building!